And welcome back. Fall has officially kicks off this weekend, and many of us will be ramping up our spending in the coming months. But are you getting the best bang for your buck?
That's a good question. Here to give us some behind-the-scenes scoops on the retail world and tell us about some inexpensive products that are often a better buy than their pricier counterparts is money expert Robyn Thompson. Welcome back to the show.
Hi. Okay, we got a lot to get to in a short amount of time, so let's dive in. And I know you're all about the psychology of money, which I absolutely love. So before somebody actually decides to head out and go shopping for whatever it is, what should we know?
Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to take a look at this purchase, and you want to always start with that question, why? Why am I purchasing this product? Is it because of the efficacy of the product? What is it going to do for myself? Or is this maybe a high-end price product because you want to keep up with the Joneses? Perhaps it's some social media culture. Maybe you're being influenced. Or maybe it's an emotional decision. Or it's very well researched, and you know exactly what you're doing. But by arming you with these types of questions, you can make smarter decisions with your money.
Okay.
Okay. I was gonna say because it makes me feel good, but okay, you're making me think about things. Okay, so we all know the expression, you get what you pay for, but you say that isn't always the case, and sometimes the less expensive item is actually just as good as the pricier counterpart.
Yeah, so when you think about high-end brands, they do a great job of promoting their product, and again, that efficacy of their product and how it works. But not all cheap brands are the same as high-end brands. But when it comes to products in the marketplace, one of the things that you can do to start to become more aware of what you're buying is to understand the practice of white labeling. So sometimes when we go into a brand, we take a look at the house brand, then we take a look at the brand name, and we think that they're an alternative. But sometimes they could actually be the exact same product.
Super sneaky.
So retailers manufacture products at bulk, or manufacturers at bulk, and then they sell it to retailers, and then retailers put their own branding on it. So they put their names, all of the zhuzh, all the beautiful jars we like to keep next to our sink. So it's about understanding what's in that product, and you will never know, because the contracts between the private label manufacturers and the retailers are secret. So unless you do some label investigation and start comparing products side by side, you may not actually know the difference between what's in the product that you're paying for versus what's actually being sold to you.
Wow. Since I'm going to be a part-time detective of labels.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so let me ask you this. When it comes to items from around the house, what are some things that are not worth splurging on? Because I'm frugal, I need to know what I should and shouldn't spend money on.
And I think when it comes to purchases, you have to understand what suits you the best and what do you feel like is the best for your household. I am the chef in the household, so I do all the cooking. And one of the areas that's not always the best price to splurge on is nonstick cookware. It has a shelf life. That coating is 5 years. So no matter how expensive that pan is, in 5 years, you're likely gonna have to replace it. So probably not the best place. Next place is the toaster. Right? Toasters are like electronics now. They need a manual to use them. But at the end of the day, it's toast.
It's true, just push it down.
You press it down.
There's no
and it pulls back
and
up.
it pops back up.
And it's a little bit toasty.
And
There's like a toast app or something.
Yeah,
exactly. So I think you really sort of need to look and see what those kind of things are. So it's really about understanding the types of products and what it is that they're supposed to be doing for you, and whether it actually makes sense to have that as a purchasing decision.
Okay, are there any other electronics that we should be considering, like skipping the top of the line model on?
So white label or private labeling is a growth business in every sector. So when it comes to it, it's hair care, it's beauty care, it's home care, it's electronics. So in the electronics area, it's about, you don't need a brand name plug, or the light rings or the backpacks or any of the tech accessories. Is a very competitive marketplace. And there's a lot of retailers putting their own names on these types of brands. So you don't need to spend a lot of money on those types of products. So it's really about keeping that under wraps.
Okay, so
Yes.
So, do you have more? I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, oh my God,
I'm excited.
I have so many more. Yeah.
I just want to know what's worth spending money on then.
Yeah, so there's a few things. I think that, and this is a personal for everyone in the room, and you can decide where you want to splurge. But, sometimes there's something to be said about slipping into that leather seat on a first-class flight, right?
Okay.
You're gonna get the warm nuts. You're gonna get the wine. Yeah. You're gonna get. Yeah. She's like, what? I get nuts.
Oh, sorry.
Nuts and wine.
I was back in segment one.
It's all right. We've talked about periods and toothbrushes.
Yeah, we'll
keep going.
We're not there. I was going to say the next thing you get is the warm cloth, but that may feed even more into where you're going. So But that's the most expensive wine and peanuts you're ever going to pay for.
Right.
And at the end of the day, planes are meant to go up and they're meant to come down, preferably on a runway. So whether you're at the front of the plane or the back of the plane, you're still going to get to where you want to go. So that's one of the areas. Next one is the workout clothes. I mean, I know there's a lot of, gym buffs in here. We wash, we wear, we repeat. So you can either have the high-end clothes or the lower-end clothes, but at the end of the day, you're gonna sweat in them.
Yeah.
So as long as we feel like we have some, we feel good, we're not falling apart, there's no holes in our clothes, you don't need to be spending huge amounts of money on workout wear. So it's just about being very specific, about what that looks like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then there's cocktails too. So if you like to drink spirits, except for more complex cocktails like whiskey or tequila, the people over at Wirecutters, they say that you should never pay a premium price for so-called premium vodka.
Yeah.
So
I'm just curious. How do you feel about expensive shoes?
I like expensive shoes.
Just asking for a friend. Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about where you feel important to splurge is that I like to wear nice shoes. I like to wear nice clothes, but I think it's about spending your money where you feel that there's value, because what we think and we feel about ourselves is represented in how we dress and how we act and how we put ourselves out into the world. So do the things that make you feel great, but if you're going to buy a product that does the exact same thing as another product, but one costs $5, $10, $20, $50, $60 more, is it really worth the difference in price?
Right.
When you could be putting that into your investment account, into your savings account,
Oh my God.
and using that money in a different place.
Oh my God,
right?
be my aunt.
So
Will you be my aunt?
I'll be your aunt.
Yeah. Be my accountant, not my aunt. Be my accountant. All right, Robyn, thank you so much. Great tips. Always good to have you here. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.